Hello, my name is Cassian Hall and welcome to Hero's Journey Life Coaching. Now you're here because you're interested in making changes in your life. Perhaps you're unfulfilled at the moment, perhaps you're stuck in the rut, or maybe you're even in complete hell at the moment and want to plot a way out of it. And I think it might be useful for you to know why I got into coaching, to see if I'm the sort of person you'd like to work with to plot your course forward. And for me personally, it all started at the worst period of my life. I had just discovered that my wife of 16 years had been out buying new houses with her new partner, planning her new family. And myself and my two children, we knew nothing about it. So, as you can imagine, at that point, all that certainty of 16 years suddenly evaporated. Your world is turned upside down. Everything you thought you knew, you no longer knew. So it's a hugely traumatic point in my life. And I knew I had to find my way through this darkness at that point. And I used various tools to help me do that. And I did go to a counsellor at one point, although I found that at the time very unsatisfying for me. This is not to denigrate that counsellor at all. They were there to listen to me, and that's fine. And sometimes that is extremely powerful, and often people never have a chance to be listened to. So I wouldn't downplay the power of being listened to. I think it's very much the foundations on which we have to build a counselling or coaching relationship. But it wasn't what I needed at that point. What I needed more than anything else was to be challenged. We are load-bearing creatures, human beings, and when we thrive, it's because we accept a burden, it's because we accept a challenge, and we want to strive to meet that challenge. That's what makes us thrive. If we have no challenges, if we have no burden, we curl up on the sofa, we watch trash TV, we eat junk food, we deteriorate physically and mentally. So I knew at that point of crisis, I needed a challenge. Now at the same time, my savings were dropping dramatically, and as the extremely expensive lawyers siphoned off my money, and that was all extremely worrying. Would I keep a house? Would I keep a roof over my kids' heads? So, extremely worrying. But at that point, I knew I had to take drastic action. So I invested more money. I think I put it on a credit card. I invested money in a life coach. And I can honestly say, hand on heart, that life coach helped steer me through the crisis and out the other side. Because what I suddenly had was a touch point. Now it was a very different relationship to other good friends who also rallied around, and also lots of lovely people who meant well and tried to help. But when you have emotional connections with people, it can be confusing. The relationship can be coloured by that. The coach sat completely outside of it. No skin in the game. He could sit down with me, totally unemotional, while I'm a crying wreck, wondering what on earth I'm going to do in the next few days. He could sit there, totally unemotional, but pleasant, and just challenge me to say, what did I need to do? What was it that I needed? What did I have to achieve? What was necessary to get past the next hurdle, and then the hurdle after that? What was it I had to do? And even that simple approach was extremely powerful for me in a world that was suddenly liquid and amorphous and ephemeral. I suddenly had a touchstone, and it meant I could build my actions around that touchstone. I could create my lists of things to do. I could work my way through it, knowing that I would meet up again, that I would be held accountable for moving forward and making sure I did something about what I knew I needed to do. Not from somebody that was going to judge me, but they would just gently hold me to account. And it's what I wanted. That was the challenge. It's like he didn't even come up with the challenges for me. I came up with it all. And that's really important to realize about the coaching relationship. A coach isn't somebody who has magical answers for you. There isn't some special level of wisdom. No, you have the answers within you. You are the one that knows what you need. And it's the coach's job just to help you reflect and to draw it out of you. Because it is just basic psychology, we all lose perspective as individuals on our own, or even within our close familial and friendship relationships, because those are emotional, complex relationships. So they don't always provide us with the perspective that we need in order to plan our way forward. That's where a coach is extremely useful. They've got no skin in that game. They're just there to draw it out of you, to listen, to empathize, to act with congruence and authenticity, and to help you progress to where you need to go. So that's my story, and now I very much enjoy helping other people, not just navigate crisis, although I'm quite happy helping people through crisis, but even if it's just a nagging sense of lack of fulfillment and needing to accomplish something more, we all have our wants and needs. We all have a sense of the dreams that we've left unfulfilled, the ambitions that we haven't gone for. I don't think anyone's really exempt from that. It's just when we reach that point that where we make a decision, I want to do something about that, that's when it's just gold dust to have somebody help step through that process with you. Now, as well as coaching on a personal level, I've also created a course with my partner Kathy for startups. And in a way, that's one aspect of this journey, so that the startup is another huge challenge that people take on. And we created a system around that, but that system is fundamentally very similar to the one that an individual would engage with to make the changes in their own life. So we've developed a sort of proprietary system, a way that we know works. We've stepped through it with people, and I would love to speak with you more about it and to get to know you and see if we can't help fulfill your ambitions and your dreams. See you again.